the Hyundai Tucson is one of our best of 2022. Joining me today to accept the award is Mr. Tarun Garg, Director Sales and Marketing, Hyundai India. Tarun, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Dhruv.
And congratulations on the success of the Tucson.
Thank you so much.
So I believe it's been so successful that you're having trouble meeting the demand. Have you underestimated the popularity of the Tucson?
Look, frankly speaking, even before this fourth generation Tucson was launched, we were receiving so many queries from customers and there was so much of interest. So yes, we used to sell about 1,000, 1,200 Tucson a month. So we had, by our own estimate, we said, okay, we'll do 5,000, which was almost 4 times.
Yeah.
But yes, you're right. Now it appears maybe even 5,000 a year is probably an underestimated. We'll see how it goes. Already we have requested that yes, from January we need to really increase the supplies.
So Hyundai, of course, has been a huge success story in India. Is your true success that your customers move up the value chain with you? It happened with hatchbacks, then sedans, then SUVs, and now, of course, with the Tucson even higher up that value chain?
Absolutely. I think as far as Hyundai is concerned, we have always been where the customer is. So the whole idea is that if you see Indian customer, clearly it's an aspirational buying now,
Yeah.
and he's moving up the value chain, and it's all about spotting those trends.
Yeah.
So SUVs, as you know, 2015, only 13% of the sales were SUVs, and now it is more than 40%. And Hyundai portfolio, it is now 53%. So, and we were of course the market leaders both in calendar year 20 and 21 as far as SUVs is concerned.
Yeah.
So customer is moving the value chain, up the value chain. The second part is that even in a model, they are looking for higher variants.
Yeah.
So they want connectivity in their car, they want ventilated seats, and they want everything.
Yeah.
So I think it's all about, because they're spending more time in the car, they're traveling a lot, so they don't want to really compromise on anything.
Yeah.
And which is what is really helping Hyundai to really garner up, market share in those areas.
And what about advanced technologies like ADAS? The Tucson, of course, has ADAS, which is India adapted, but our roads are so chaotic. So how do you truly adapt a technology like ADAS to Indian roads?
I think this is a very, very relevant question, and we are very proud that not only have we been able to launch this ADAS 2 technology, but it has been tested, in Indian conditions. In fact, we had a display of this technology to all of you, before we launched the Tucson. The response is fabulous, and the success of India, Hyundai in India is that we don't really just bring a product, a global product as such here. So while we use the technologies and the prowess of the parent company, at the same time, we know that the Indian market is different, Indian customers are different, Indian road conditions are different. So we need to really tune the products accordingly. And that is what we have been able to do. And I believe that is one of the key reasons for the success in India as well.
And from a powertrain, how important is diesel still in your portfolio?
Look, diesel is very important, and in fact all this, when BS4 to BS6 transition was happening and all this talk was happening, what will happen to diesel. Even today, diesel constitutes more than 25% to our total portfolio, and in models like Tucson, Alcazar, it is more than 70%, Creta 55%, Venue 25%. So diesel is very strong because this SUV customer specifically, he is looking for that initial traction, and also because he's driving long distances, fuel efficiency is important. And Hyundai diesel cars are very good, both from an environment perspective and a performance perspective. So response is fabulous, and we believe that yes, diesel will continue to play a critical role. At the same time, as you know, being Hyundai and India being such a big geographical country, we are looking at turbo, we are looking at petrol, we are looking at EVs, we are looking at CNG, because different states behave in a very different way. For example, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Punjab, to some extent Madhya Pradesh, very strong diesel. Whereas entire Northeast, Delhi, very strong petrol. Then CNG, Maharashtra, very strong CNG. EV, Hyderabad, Bangalore, very strong EVs. So I think we have to really cater to everybody. And that is what is a strength of Hyundai. That we can cater to every state, we can cater to every customer, in fact, who is looking for four-wheel mobility in India.
And what about technologies like IMT? You always introduce new technologies. How has that been adopted or accepted, and what is the path for that technology going forward?
I think you've asked a very relevant question, Dhruv. Actually, if you see automatics, earlier it was all about only automatic. But if you see now Hyundai, we have a AT, we have a AMT, we have a IMT, we have a CVT, and we have a DCT. So 5 different technologies in automatic. So this is a probably choice of too much for the customer. But what it is doing is, it is really increasing the overall portfolio. Customer is loving the IMT, say in Venue,
Yeah.
but in other cars, DCT is really very, very popular. In fact, the new Venue which has been launched, we have received so much response for the DCT that it is becoming so very difficult to cater to the demand. So the whole idea is to raise the benchmark. So even in automatic, customer wants the best, the global technologies. And I think this is what is a big difference, that because of our parent company, we are able to really launch these global technologies to India.
Yeah.
And now the customer is so much aware that he is really willing to pay that price because he wants the best. He doesn't want to compromise.
And from an electrification standpoint, you have an EV, of course. Is it more EVs going higher up the value chain and lower down? Or do you think maybe hybridization could be a solution in the interim? What is that path going forward?
So look, we are very clear that the direction of future mobility and sustainability is a very key pillar of our Beyond Mobility brand ethos as well. And as you know, when we launched the Kona in 2019, it was the first fully electric SUV, 450 kilometer range. So we were able to know the market. We've already announced the launch of Ioniq 5, and in the next couple of months you'll see Ioniq 5, and it's the world car of the year.
Yeah.
And we are very proud that we are able to launch it. We already announced that by 2028, our portfolio of battery electric vehicles will be 6, which will have different body types. So here probably I would like to say that, while for IC engines we went up, in EVs, in battery electric vehicles, probably it will be a top-down approach, because EVs is also about the entire ecosystem. So we're working on the charging ecosystem, the cost, the supply chain, all those aspects have to be taken care of. And as far as other technologies are concerned, as at Hyundai, we have hydrogen, we have hybrids, we have BEVs. So we are ready. At the same time, it all depends on what the government wants. It appears as of now, the kind of support both from the central government as well as the state government, it is more towards the battery electric vehicles. And that is where we have also adopted our technology, going forward in that area.
So you mentioned hydrogen. There used to be a lot of buzz on hydrogen in the past, and I've had a chance to visit the R&D center in Seoul. So Hyundai is very strong in hydrogen as well. How does that play out going forward?
Look, like I said, we are ready. And in fact, I was in Seoul 15 days back, and I saw the entire, the R&D center and hydrogen, and Nexo is doing so well globally. So like I said, we are ready. But it all depends on, how the Indian market pans out, both from an infrastructure point of view. Of course, we know that from a GST point of view, BEV being 5%, hydrogen being 12%, it is very, very competitive. So we have all the models and the technologies. It all depends on how the supporting infrastructure comes up. So, but as far as hybrid is concerned, as of now, because there is no tax benefit, so it appears that probably in the short to medium term, it will be BEVs, and then maybe going forward, hydrogen probably could be the way forward.
And if you look at the international market, the EU has already said that maybe post 2035 there'll be a total ban on the sale of ICE vehicles. How does that impact a market like India, and how do you envision the Indian market being in, say, 2035?
Look, very, very difficult, I would say. In fact, this discussion we always have, that if you ask 5 experts that what will be the EV penetration in 2035, you can hear answers ranging from maybe 15% to 70%. So there are a lot of ifs and buts about it. But I think as far as Hyundai is concerned, I can only say that because we have the access to the technology, so we are ready, and we are watching the market very carefully, and we'll see that how it goes. But one thing which is very clear is that the direction is very right towards the sustainable future, and there will be a lot of overlap, and so we all need to be very, very patient. It's not as if in one day we'll move from IC to the entire EV portfolio, but slowly it will happen. But direction is very, 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 very clear.
And looking more short term, 2023, what can we expect from the brand?
Look, exciting times, and even in COVID times, you would have seen that we were right up there in terms of launches. We had more than 10 launches. In fact, most of the portfolio is fresh. So yes, you can always expect Hyundai to keep on launching new products, new technologies. 23 would be no different. I really don't like to talk about the future products, but yes, 23 is also going to be as exciting as it has been for Hyundai the last 5 years.
Well, thank you for keeping us busy, and congratulations on your success.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to talk to you, Dhruv.
Thank you.